Everything in the universe obeys the same laws. These natural laws govern creation and existence. They are consistent and they are everywhere. And each one holds an important key to creating balance and harmony within yourself and your life's experiences. When you understand these 7 laws and apply their secrets to your daily living, you learn to control yourself, your environment, and everything in it. To begin, it's important to state that the first 3 of the 7 universal laws of the universe are immutable, meaning they cannot be changed. And the last 4 are mutable laws, meaning they can be slightly changed or transcended completely. The first law is the law of mentalism. This law states that all is mind, the universe is mental. Everything we see and experience in our physical world originates from the invisible mental realm. This governs all outward manifestations in our material world. Everything that is apparent to our physical senses is in actuality spirit, and that spirit is one universal consciousness or mind. What appears to be separate is actually all connected. Everything you think and therefore do is an interaction of thought with thought. Through the power of your mind, you influence your existence. Your thought also has an effect on an energetic level. Your mind is a part of the one universal mind, and your reality is a manifestation of your mind. All of the world and or universe is a manifestation existing in the mind of the all. Or more simply stated, the underlying reality of the universe is mind. This law allows a person to use the other laws to effect change. Law number 2 is the law of correspondence. This embodies the truth that there is harmony, agreement, and correspondence between the spiritual, mental, and physical realms. As above, so below. As below, so above. As within, so without. As without, so within. There's no separation because everything in the universe resides in the one universal mind. The same pattern is expressed on all planes of existence, from the smallest electron to the largest planet, and vice versa. Therefore, there is always correspondence between the laws and the various planes of existence. The energetic and spiritual plane directly corresponds with the physical plane, and the energy you project with your physical body, via your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, directly correspond with the energy of the spiritual realm. This law enables a person to reason intelligently from the known to the unknown, meaning you can use your individual mind to reach into the other areas of the universal mind to find solutions to any and all perceived difficulties. Law number 3 is the law of vibration. The law of vibration states that nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. The whole universe is vibration. Everything we experience through our physical senses is in fact vibration. The difference between different manifestations of mind, matter, and energy largely results from varying states of vibration. For example, sound is light at a lower vibration, and light is sound at a higher oscillation. Thoughts and emotions are also vibrations, and the law of attraction itself has its foundation in this law. Understanding vibration and frequency, and learning to control mental vibrations at will, gives a person the unique power to have authority over their reality. Law number 4 is the law of polarity. This is the first of the mutable laws, and it states, everything is dual, everything has poles, everything has its pairs of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. In everything there are 2 poles or opposite aspects. Opposites are actually the same thing that vary only in degree. They are in fact identical in nature. They are the 2 extreme sides of the very same thing. Love and hate, black and white, hot and cold, peace and war, light and darkness, and even energy and matter. Just as you have the ability to transform your thoughts and emotions from hate to love, you can equally transform your energy into matter. It's universal law. We can change our perception of the degree of an opposite by recognizing that it has that degree. In other words, you can choose that any perceived difficulty you currently have in your life is but only one degree of something else, something that actually has the opposite of that. They are different expressions of the same thing. And if you already have one of them, you only need to focus and change your energy to be fixated on another degree of that. It's not an obstacle that needs to be overcome, rather it's something you already have that you only need to choose which degree to focus on. Law number 5 is the law of rhythm. This law states that everything flows out and in, everything has its tides, all things rise and fall, the pendulum swing manifests in everything, the measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. We can easily see this law in action with the tide of the ocean, in business trends and cycles, life and death, creation and destruction, and even how our thoughts can move from positive to negative and back again. Nothing stops, it's always changing. This is another mutable law. When a person understands this law, they can polarize to the degree of the swing that they desire on the pendulum to keep from being swung back to the other extreme. To do this, you must become aware of the subtle swing back in movement and not allow discouragement or fear to set in. Keep your thoughts focused on your outcome, as in the example given in the last law, the law of polarity. And remain consistent in your endeavors no matter how far back this transitory law pulls you. And most reassuring is the fact that this law states that you must be pulled back to the other side in doing so. Law number 6 is the law of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to the law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. Every effect that is seen in the outside physical world has a very specific cause, which has its origin in the inner mental world. As another mutable law, the conscious creator makes the conscious choice to rise above any circumstance they no longer wish to experience. They choose the degree or expression to focus on, they recognize the swing of the rhythm, and remain steadfast, and they become the cause that creates the effect they choose. They know that the law of cause and effect begins on the spiritual plane, where everything is instantaneous. Having this awareness gives the conscious creator the ability to rule their own plane. And the last of the 7 universal laws is the law of gender. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. This law is a bit more evident in that we know that males and females exist in both humans and animals. But this masculine and feminine energy also exists in plants, electrons, magnetic poles, and in the creative nature of all things on all planes. Within every woman lies all the latent qualities of a man, and within every man, those of a woman. Nothing can come into being without the use of both of these energies. The masculine contains a conquering, assertive, explorative, and future-driven energy, whereas the feminine contains a receptive, nourishing, protective, and present energy. These energies balance each other. Gender is responsible for creation, generation, and regeneration. By examining our own lives and determining how balanced we are with each of these energies, we can adjust ourselves accordingly to create our desires in a more effortless way when we balance the two. Each of these laws exist in nature and work directly with our mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical states. By understanding and implementing these laws, You have the wisdom to take charge of your life, influence your environment, and direct your personal journey. To have complete control over your life, you must master your own existence. Set the intention that you will master each of these laws one by one in order to manifest a life of true freedom.